And now we want to move on to something else that we've gotten emails from our listeners about, and that is physical symptoms. A lot of people are having strange physical symptoms, or a lot of physical symptoms, and some of it showing up in the arenas of things that they had years and years ago that they haven't had that symptom show up for years, or they thought they moved through that health challenge. Can you address that for us?
Yes, I can. And this is something, there's a, people go to the doctor now more and more and more, and the doctor just simply says, I don't know. I don't know how to address that. I don't know what that is. I've never seen this before. I've done all the tests, and there's no results. And that's becoming much more common as a response from doctors. It's not that the doctors are inept. It's that simply they're looking in the wrong place for a great many of these things. And so are the people that are going to the doctor. The doctor is a habit. Something's broken, go to the doctor. That's how we've been conditioned in this third dimensional reality. But one of the things that is happening is this shift is transitioning into a lighter, less dense reality. And let's talk about density for a second, as it's not just the thickness of the table in front of you. You know that when you are happy, there is a lightness about your emotional state of being. When you are depressed and anxious, there's a heaviness, a density in the emotional body. When you are having fun thoughts, there is a lightness. When you are in real struggle with how to figure something out, there is a density, there's a heaviness, and there's a tension in the physical body in those two conditions, emotional and mental. Everything starts from a emotional, mental combination of thoughts and attention points. If I believe I'm not okay, and I continuously say I'm not okay, I'm not okay, I'm not okay, there is a set of emotions that also come into play there. And the more I hold that thought, emotion, density, it begins to build up in the body, and it starts to take up space. And so where there used to be a wonderful flow in the stream of the bloodstream, now there is a big rock that sits in the middle of it that the flow of your well-being has to go around. And so eventually, when you hold enough mental anxiety and enough emotional stress, it gels, it solidifies in a way into the physicalness. And depending on the kind of thoughts and the kind of emotions, it will show up in different areas of the physical body. And so it's the emotional, mental configuration of non-well-being that we've held on to for so long that finally shows up as physical symptoms. What's occurring right now is as those little black checkers get moved off the checkerboard and more room for well-being occurs, you can't take your baggage with you on this journey. And so much of that is as the thoughts, as the memories of I'm not okay are being stripped away from you, all of the remnants of the not okay is now just beginning to bubble to the surface. And this is very real and will continue on more and more and more. As you begin to get much more happy and go, I can deal with this, and hold a concept of well-being, you know you've had people come to you that didn't do chemo, didn't do surgery, didn't do all the drugs, and said, I can handle this. I'm going to change my attitude. And, in fact, they improve. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and indeed that is the process of bringing that awareness to people that they're actually in control. Years and years ago when I was was in the throes of cancer, as it were, what seemed like the very naive thought was the way out. And that was, I somehow had created this, so then I should be able to uncreate it. And,
exactly.
From that naive beginning, a lot of things happened.
But see, this is very important because here's the trigger point to this. You're going to watch many people have this. So those listening, just look for this. There's going to be something that's going to confront you that you would have normally just bought into in the past. You would have said, well, they're the government, so I'll go ahead and pay this extra set of taxes. There's a feeling that's coming up that says, enough. I'm not going to do this. And that's the shifting point of the transition.